If you're looking for a chair that actually makes your daily salon work smoother, you need something reliable, easy to live with, and worth every penny, not just a list of features. I know the hesitation that comes with spending a few $100 on a piece of furniture that sits in your line of sight all day. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When I first started scouting chairs for my own mini spa, the biggest fear was ending up with a seat that looked good in the catalog but turned into a sore back nightmare after an hour of threading or facial work. The Pibbs 3447 Cosmo threading chair promises a professional experience, and that claim immediately made me wonder how it performs when you're actually leaning over a client for 15 minutes at a time. I dug into the product page, skimmed the specs, and read through the handful of buyer comments that mentioned the chair's versatility. What I found was a piece of equipment that tries to be an honest-op solution for a salon that does everything from eyebrow threading to full-body massages. The first thing that sets this chair apart is the hydraulic recline. In a busy salon, you're constantly switching between sitting upright for precise work and reclining a bit when a client needs a more relaxed posture. The hydraulic system on the Cosmo lets you lower or raise the back with just a light push, and it stays exactly where you set it without wobbling. That smooth motion matters when you're threading eyebrows. Any sudden shift can throw off your angle and force you to start over. I imagined a scenario where a client asks for a quick brow touch-up, you're already seated, and you just tilt the chair back a degree to get a better view. The adjustment is quiet, so it doesn't interrupt the calm atmosphere you're trying to create. Another practical win is the removable headrest. Salons often juggle different services, and a headrest that works for a facial might be in the way for a haircut or a body wrap. With the Cosmo, you can slide the headrest off in seconds, leaving a flat surface that's perfect for a quick scalp treatment or even a short consultation. It's not a gimmick. The ability to reconfigure the chair means you're not forced into a single workflow. For a small space where you can't afford a separate chair for each service, that adaptability translates directly into saved square footage. The padded seat, back, and arms feel plush enough to keep clients comfortable during longer sessions, yet firm enough that the chair doesn't sink under weight. In a real-world setting, that balance matters when you have a client who wants a 45-minute facial and another who's getting a quick eyebrow wax. The cushioning holds up without flattening, and the upholstery looks clean even after a day of use. Because the chair is upholstered, it also offers a touch of luxury that can elevate the overall vibe of a modest salon. Clients often comment on how nice the chair feels, which can add a subtle upsell opportunity. You're not just offering a service, you're offering an experience. On the flip side, the chair's size is something to keep in mind. The Cosmo is built to be sturdy, but that also means it occupies a larger footprint than a lightweight folding chair. If you run a boutique studio with only a couple of stations, you'll need to measure your space carefully. The armrests, while padded, extend out enough that you can't tuck the chair into a tight corner without losing the ergonomic benefits. In my research, a few owners mentioned having to rearrange their layout to accommodate the chair's width, which is a small price to pay for the functionality, but worth noting before you click Add to Cart. Durability is another point that often trips people up with salon furniture. The Cosmo is made in the U.S.A., and that manufacturing origin usually correlates with tighter quality control compared to overseas knockoffs. The hydraulic cylinder feels robust, and the metal frame doesn't give the impression of being a budget piece. However, because there's no explicit warranty information on the listing, you're relying on the general Amazon return policy and the 4.1-star rating from 376 buyers. Those numbers suggest most customers are satisfied, but they also hint that a few have run into issues, perhaps with the hydraulic mechanism after prolonged use. If you plan to run the chair for 8 hours a day, consider setting aside a small budget for potential maintenance down the line. So who should actually buy the Pibbs 3447? If you run a full-service salon or spa that offers threading, facials, and body treatments, and you need a chair that can pivot between those roles without you having to pull out a separate piece of equipment each time, this is a solid candidate. It shines for professionals who value the ability to adjust the recline quickly, need a headrest that can disappear on demand, and want a seat that looks as polished as the services they provide. It also makes sense for new salon owners who are